Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negro. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or watching this channel for the first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense because here on this platform, we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions. But not everyone uses logic. So, for that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. I also need to let everybody know that subscriber mode has been enabled, meaning that if you are not a subscriber and if you wish to enter a comment in the chat, you will need to subscribe to the channel. As always, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel. Whether you've been a supporter from the very beginning or just joined as recently as today, I really appreciate all the love and all the support that you continue to give me. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media, particularly when it comes to TikTok and Instagram. Your continued support is truly appreciated. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who allow me to enter into your devices and those who watch me from the clouds. So, what I'm going to ask you to do is the following. If you have not done so, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, and hit the bell notification to all. So, therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. So tonight I'm gonna have another episode of open discussion. Now, in open discussion, I discuss a series of topics, and of course, you, the viewers, will have an opportunity to chime in and express, excuse me, your point of view regarding a topic. Okay, we don't have to necessarily agree. I mean, and in fact, if we disagree, that's perfectly fine. The main thing is that we be agreeable when we disagree, and it could be that maybe you have a different perspective of, on the topic. Now, the first thing I'm going to be talking about, and I wasn't even planning to do this, but Donald Trump is in the news again. Um, the Secretary of State for the state of Maine has declared Donald Trump ineligible to run as a Republican candidate for the White House in the Republican primary for next year. Now, as I mentioned briefly, I believe it was in the last stream, uh, there's going to be numerous states that are going to try to have Donald Trump declared ineligible as a candidate. Based on the 14th Amendment to the Constitution, which states that anyone that has played any role of an insurrection against the government for any reason, that person will be deemed ineligible to run for public office. And this was a consequence of the Civil War, where this country, in its wisdom or lack of wisdom, depending how you want to look at it, did not want to have people who actually were involved in armed insurrection against the United States to be able to run for political office. Okay. So that was the reason why the 14th Amendment was created. Okay. So the question is, did Donald Trump actually violated the 14th Amendment of the Constitution by his remarks on January the 6th, 2021, um, encouraging the mega crowd to go and storm the Capitol and do what they did? which unfortunately led to a few deaths and also people being injured, property being damaged and destroyed. So, of course, there are people that have different viewpoints. Okay. In my humble opinion, I think what he did was is more or less like an insurrection. And for what I'm able to see, he did not do anything constructive, concrete to try to put an end to this situation, which some people calling it freedom of speech. With all due respect, invading government property has nothing to do with free speech. In my opinion, this was an attempt to try to prevent the Congress from verifying the results of the presidential election with the purpose of him remaining in power. Okay, that is my humble opinion. Okay, of course, my opinion is one of many. Okay, some people think he did not do anything wrong. That's good. Eventually, it's going to be decided by the Supreme Court, which they're going to make an interpretation whether or not the 14th Amendment applies. We shall see. Okay. But I think it's going to be interesting because in some states, they're trying to have him removed from the ballot. In other states, no. Uh, I know in California, they're not trying to have him removed from the ballot on the um, for the Republican primary. Okay. I don't know what's the situation here in New York. I have not heard anything from our governor, Governor Hochul, as far as whether or not Donald Trump will be barred from being a candidate in the Republican primary here in New York. Time will tell. Time will tell. Okay. I know there are people who love Trump and think he's wonderful and all that. Let's just say I have a slightly different point of view, and let's just say we're going to agree to disagree. And of course, if there's any Trump supporters, you can always express your point of view. Okay. All I ask is just to keep it respectful. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to be talking about is the growth of this channel. Okay. Um, I am amazed, pleasantly amazed, by the amount of growth that this channel has gained, particularly within the last 90 days. Okay. And of course, it's all because of the audience, which is you. Okay. Just to give you an idea, this channel has gained 47 subs within the last 90 days, of which more than half of it came from the shorts, those those video clips where it's like 8 to 15 seconds long. Okay, um, I didn't think that it would generate that much of a buzz. I'm pleased as punch about it though. Okay, and also pleased regarding the views. In fact, in the beginning of December, this platform has gained 40,000 views, and as of this week, we are over 50,000. So basically, in less than 4 weeks, we gained 10,000 views. Um, we gained like about 25 subs. Um, and a lot of it has to do with the shorts. Okay, particularly, there's this one short where it actually gained close to 5,500 views, which is humongous. Okay, to say the least. I mean, you have like at least three or four shorts that have gained over 1,000 views. So I am humble and I truly appreciate all the love and all support all of you have given me. Okay. I also appreciate those who have seen fit to share my content. Okay. Um, and I'm going to give a huge shout out, uh, particularly to two individuals who have shown a great deal of love towards this platform. Um, Keshal and Gigi Golden Goddess. I mean, they're both um, share my content, and I really appreciate it very much. Thank you. You don't know how much I appreciate you ladies. And the fact of the matter is, this is not a big platform. This is a small platform. But the fact of the matter is, as we speak now, we have 280 subs. So I actually gained 85 this year. Okay. And what I find amazing that a lot of this growth happened within the last 3 months. Okay. And considering that this is an open forum discussion channel where we do talk about everyday issues and we do try to come up with logical solutions. Okay. And of course it's drama free. Okay. Or I try to keep it drama free. Okay. Have I succeeded all the time? No. Have I made mistakes? Yes. Okay. But I have learned from those mistakes. Okay. And you have to adapt. Okay. So I will be doing different things going into the new year. Now, let me just go into what are my plans for next year. Okay. Well, I'm going to continue to discuss everyday issues. I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to, from time to time, I'm going to share some interesting facts regarding various known personalities. Earlier this week, I shared some facts regarding Cardi B. Um, Next week, I'm going to be sharing some facts regarding Lady Gaga. Now, why am I doing this? Um, I'm doing this, try to, to expand my horizon. Of course, see whether or not there's a general interest for this type of topic. If there is, I'll continue to produce it. If there's not, then I won't. It is that simple. Okay. And of course, what other people would talk about the scandals. I just want to share some interesting facts that maybe some people don't know about. So, going on to the next thing, which is my reflection regarding 2023 as it pertains to this platform. Um, as always, it's been a mixed bag. It's been a mixed bag. Um, there's been a lot of good that happened on this platform. There's been some stuff that's been not so good. Okay, there have been people who used to appear on this platform or in the chat, but because of issues, I have to ban them from this platform. I don't like to do it, but if you're not going to respect me, if you're not going to respect this platform, guess what? You're going to lose the privilege of being able to appear here. Now, I'm not going to go into names because it's not necessary. Uh, and I have, and anyway, I've already discussed it at length in other streams and in other videos. Um, those individuals which I had issues with. Okay. So it is suffice to say that anything can change. There's always a possibility of a reconciliation. There's always a possibility that we can resolve issues. Okay. The thing is, both of us, and I mean both of us, have to be willing to resolve these issues. Meaning, we will both have to be candid. We will both have to discuss what issues that we have with the other people. We're going to have to acknowledge that. We have to give validation to what each person has said, and then try to come up with some way to reach a resolution where it's mutually beneficial. And shout out to the people watching the stream, even if you're watching in the clouds. Okay. However, it takes two people to reconcile. Okay. If one party is not willing to reconcile, there's really nothing that could be done. Um, I've already extended an olive branch to those that I have issues with, or with the exception of one. Um, that person will be forever banned from this platform, okay? Due to the fact of their conduct, okay? And sometimes people can confuse being nice and cooperative as a sign of weakness. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it, folks. Okay? And I see here we have Irby in the chat. Good evening, Irby. Thank you very much for stopping by. Now, this is just another episode of Open Discussions. I just talking some things that's on my mind. So I started with the fact that in May, the Secretary of State has declared that Donald Trump cannot be a candidate for president in the Republican primary next year. So it's gonna go to the Supreme Court, and then they're gonna make a decision whether or not he's going to be allowed to run or not. So of course, as new information comes around, I'll share it with you. Okay. So I was just sharing also regarding the growth of the channel. The fact of the matter is, for the last 3 months, I am humbled on the amount of love and support all of you have given me. And let me just say, and let me give a shout out to Irby. He's one of my most faithful supporters. I mean, I think it's very rare when I do a stream or a video and he's not in the clouds, or he's not in the chat, or he's watching or whatever. I really appreciate you, Irby, very much. Okay. Oh, and I also understand Multi is going to be on tonight at, I think, 11 o'clock, which is a good time because that means I won't be in conflict with her. And yeah. Look, the fact of the matter, you're welcome, Irby. Look, the fact of the matter is Trump is facing with 91 different counts. Okay. So it's going to be I don't know how he's going to avoid conviction on all 91. Okay. And particularly when you take a look at the lawyers that he has picked, I wouldn't bet the ranch on that. Let's just say that. But but getting back to the discussion, the fact of the matter is that there's been a lot of growth within the last 3 months, and the fact of the matter is it's people like yourselves who made it possible. Okay, I will never stop saying that. I will never stop saying that because a good host will always acknowledge the supporters. Now, like I said, going into 2024, I'm trying to do some things differently. Um, I'm going to be doing um, more famous people, things that people don't know about. It all depends, okay? If there's a lot of interest, I'll continue. If there's no interest, I will stop. It is that simple, okay? It just, again, I'm trying to do things differently. I'm trying to think outside the box and things of that nature. So you have to adapt and you have to continue to adapt. Now, the next thing I'm going to be doing is safeguarding the platform. Now, what does that mean? That means myself doing everything possible to maintain uh, an environment, a platform, when people, mature people, can express a point of view and even express an opposing point of view, and then that person can articulate it using logic, using evidence, not getting emotional, not yelling, not screaming, or not, what have you, and trying to keep the trolls at bay. Okay, which is why now every time I do a stream, I'm enable the subscriber mode. Okay, because first of all, in order for anyone to enter a comment, you have to be a subscriber. It is that simple. Okay. And another thing, um, and I will continue to do it as well. Anybody who I do not know need to cam up in the backstage. I'm not saying cam up on the panel. I say cam on the backstage. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I don't want the situation I invite some individual to come up. And the next thing you know, he's flashing his ding dong, if you catch my drift. And then this stream could be taken down for inappropriate content. No. Also, another thing. Now, I get it. There are people that have beats with other people, okay? Not everyone is going to have a kumbaya moment with everybody. Not everyone has a warm, fuzzy feeling against everybody else, okay? I get it. And if you want to go ahead and attack these people on your own platform, go ahead, knock yourself off, okay? While you're on this platform, no, okay, no, because I don't want to get involved in the stupidity. I don't want to get involved with what's going on, okay? I am neutral, okay? And one thing that some of the people that have beefs with me fail to understand, okay? Yes, I'm cool with some people that maybe they have peace with. Okay. However, that does not mean I'm gonna agree with them 100%. It does not mean I'm going to co-sign everything that they do. It's just simply is that I choose to um, be cool with those who cool with me, which is why I keep saying again and again, if you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. Okay. Somehow that I'm being compared to Hitler simply for saying that. Make that make sense, please. Make that make sense. That makes no type of sense whatsoever. Okay. It just doesn't. And I have no time for I have no time for the circus. And of course, another thing, I'm going to do everything I can to avoid the beefs. Okay. Again, look, I get it. There are people that have beefs with some of the people that I choose to hang with. Okay, I get it. Fine. Okay, I get it. And generally, look, as long as you're on your platforms, if you want to go ahead and yell and scream and say everything about these people, calling these people anything but a child of God, by all means, go ahead. Okay. When you come to this platform, you're going to leave that at the door. If I have to remove people from the panel, I'm going to do so. If I have to remove people from, if I have to block people from the chat, I'm going to do so as well. Okay? Because I don't want to get involved with the stupidity. I don't want to get involved with the circus. Okay? There's more than enough clowns out there carrying on, talking about Mr. BBC and making the DR white again and this ongoing, back and forth regarding radical feminists and and the alphabet community, on and on and on and on and on. Look, I'm just trying to produce mature content that people with some level of intelligence beyond the can of a shaving cream can understand. Okay. And I understand I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Okay. Fine. Okay. Look, I'm not taking. Okay. Okay. I'm trying not to say any names, but let me just say this. It's the usual group of people from the circus that constantly hop on the same subject over and over again. Okay. Um, Now I understand, Irby, you want to be a YouTube creator. Just be prepared to deal with some of the stupidity. Okay. Um, Hopefully you won't have to deal with it as much as someone like a Gigi or Multi. Um, but one thing you're gonna need is you're gonna need a thick skin. And basically you're gonna need to just like, you know what? I don't care. Have that I don't care attitude. Because let me tell you something. The worst thing you can do is let them know that you're bothered, because then it will never stop. So the next thing is I'm going to continue to produce shorts. Uh, yeah, exactly. Now some of those shorts, um, actually, believe it or not, he's gotten a lot of views. And I mean, and and what's funny when it comes to these shorts, it's kind of hit and miss. You have some shorts that I thought would do well, they didn't do well. And then there are other shorts that that didn't think I would do so well, but they're like, wow. I mean, in fact, let me just give me a moment. I'm gonna see if I can um, show you some just to give you an idea regarding my content. Okay. Okay. Just give me a moment. Yeah, let me just share you one. Okay. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mute myself, and then and I'll show you.
Yeah, you don't say.
No, I gotta admit that's funny. Okay, basically that's when my haters talk about me. Okay, they sounds gibberish, but just that kind of gives you an example. What been able to do the last few weeks, and believe it or not, that one has gotten um, over 1,000 views. Now I'm gonna show you another one. Yeah. Uh, Now this next one has gotten uh, over 5,000 views. So just give me a moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and then I'm going to mute myself. This short has gotten close to 5,500 views.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
I welcome today with a spirit of gratitude.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
So basically, that's hybrid talking about that his main channel was not deleted but privated. If anybody thinks that hybrid's channel was privated, put a 1 in the chat. If you think the hybrid's channel was deleted, put in two in the chat. Okay. And as I recall, when his first main channel got deleted, he said something similar to that effect. And then he gets on this war talking about who it was prohibited because I had death threats, blah 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 blah. Yeah, whatever. But I'm gonna continue to do these shorts every now and then. Some of them will be funny, some of them will do well, others that won't do well. So it's gonna be hit and miss. Now, one thing I am going to be doing more frequently, going into the new year, I'm going to be going into current events. Um, some of them will have to do with what's happening here in New York. Others will have to do with what's happening in this country, particularly when it comes to the primary leading up to um, the time for the election. Okay. I'm going to be perfectly honest. The whole idea of one old grumpy man running against another old grumpy man doesn't exactly give me that warm, fuzzy feeling like, wow, that's democracy in action. Um, Kind of makes me wish we have multiple parties and then people, I mean, unfortunately, we get the democracy that we choose for. Okay, and I understand people have busy lives, people have responsibilities, things of that nature. But hey, you get the government that you deserve. Okay, if you don't get involved, then you really don't have a reason to complain. But that is my point of view. Okay. So I will be continuing to focus on current events. Now, one thing that I plan to do during the new year is learn how to do streams on TikTok. Okay. Why am I doing this? Well, first of all, it's another platform. And one thing that I have tried to do is look, I understand that there's certain people that will never be on YouTube. And then there's certain people that will never be on Facebook. And then there's certain people who will never be on, formerly known as Twitter, now it's X. And then there's people who will never be on Twitch. So I will be learning how to do streams on TikTok. Okay. Now I get it. That's more of a millennial, I think was it Gen Z, what have you. But you have to adapt and you have to, you know, expand your horizons. A huge shout out to the 7 people watching this stream. I hope everybody showing. Okay. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Look, okay, I am a registered Democrat, but I don't blindly follow my party. Okay. With me, it's basically who can do the best job, or sometimes who can do the least damage. Okay. Unfortunately, these last couple of elections, we had that situation. In fact, look, in all fairness, the last election when we had, uh, I would say, two competent people, a principal, was the 2008 election when when it was Barack Obama versus John McCain. Okay, that was the last time that you had two principal people who actually campaigned for the to become president. Okay, and it seems like so long ago. I mean, 15 years ago, where a Republican candidate had to put one of his supporters in check because that person was spreading lies against Barack Obama. And what John McCain would say was the following: Barack Obama is a decent guy, he's an American. However, I have disagreements regarding the path that he wants to take this country. And then the other day, Barack Obama acknowledged the fact that, hey, we can disagree, but we can be agreeable when we disagree. And unfortunately, that was the last time um, I think when you really had two people of principles running to become president. Okay. And the fact of the matter is, after the election, John McCain was very gracious as far as admitting defeat with Barack Obama. Okay, and that's something that I wish the Republicans can make note. Okay. Now, one thing I'm thinking about doing is looking into Patreon and Spotify. Why am I doing this? I want to try new platforms. I want to try new areas. Okay. Um, I know that some of my audience live outside of the United States. Okay, so with Spotify or Patreon, it's a good opportunity for those who live outside the United States to receive my content. Of course, a lot of them will watch it in the playback because let's keep it clear. Most of my streams are in the evening. Okay, they're anytime between 8 and 10 o'clock. Okay, so depending where you live, I mean, you could be watching the stream in the morning or what have you. So I'm going to be looking into that. I know there's a couple of YouTube creators that's in Spotify and Patreon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to those creators and see how can I go about um, getting my content on Spotify and Patreon. I know Rumble is another source. Um, that I'm gonna have. I don't have a great deal of knowledge when it comes to Rumble, but then again, I don't have a great deal of knowledge when it comes to Patreon or Spotify. Okay, because I'm not gonna lie. I want to be able to get to the point where I will be monetized. Okay. Of course, I realize that this is not a sprint, this is a marathon. Okay. And it takes time, particularly when it comes to content, when it's not wretched, when you don't have people yelling, you have people screaming and on and on and on. It can take longer for a channel to grow. Okay. However, one thing I think you can see is that I continue to produce content week in, week out. Okay. So I don't fear doing hard work. Okay. And the fact of the matter is, again, the reason why I have success It says, I am putting in the work, but yet people are acknowledging. People are receptive to my content. People appreciate my content. Okay. And most of the comments, I would say 95%, maybe a little bit more, has been positive. Some of them, hey, it is what it is. You can't please everybody. And I'm not even going to try. Okay. All I'm going to do and continue to do is be the best version of myself. Okay. I don't see myself uh, competing with anybody other than Jose Negro. Okay. Okay. So I'm not competing against Gigi or Multi or Latin Splaining or the Radical Latino show or whatever. I'm just trying to be the best version of myself. So I have been speaking for close to actually over 45 minutes. So if there's anything that's on your mind, by all means do so. Just want to let everybody know that the link to join the panel has been pinned. If anyone feels inclined to join the panel, just hit that link. Let me just remind people that if you're here for the first time, I'm going to ask that you come up in the backstage. Why? Because I don't want the situation where some random individual who, instead of coming up, shows a piece of genitalia. Okay, that's not gonna happen here. Okay, so I have to do what I can to keep this platform at least PG rated, if nothing else. Okay, and also, I don't want the people of YouTube taking down this platform simply because some idiot decided to flash something inappropriate. Actually, you know what, Irby? I'm gonna be in the Times Square area on New Year's Eve, but I'm gonna be indoors. Okay. I'll probably watch the ball drop from TV. I'm going to a New Year's Eve party with my union. So this will be the second party that I'll be attending during this holiday season. So I'll be in New Year's Eve. I'm going to eat some food, probably have a drink or two, and then watch the ball drop. Okay. So, and first of all, at least this way, I don't have to hold it in because the problem is when you are outside to watch the ball drop, if you have to go to the bathroom, you're out of luck. Okay, I don't think they have portable parties and whatnot. And to be perfectly honest, would you want to use one? I mean, when you have like close to a million people using those things, and then next thing you know, you're going in there, it's kind of like you gotta like use a nose clip because the smell is like horrible. So you can just imagine people taking a dump and then people having one drink too many and then they're throwing up and what have you. That's not a pleasant sight to behold. So at least this way, when I'm watching it when indoors, if I need to use the restroom, I can do so. Okay. And plus, I'll be able to watch it from the TV and I'll be with friends of mine. So and also next Friday, I'm going to a Three Kings party. Okay. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Three Kings Day, it's otherwise known it's otherwise known as the Feast of the Epiphany. That's when the wise man came bearing gifts to the baby Jesus. In Spanish, we call it La Fiesta de los Reyes Magos, the wise men. Okay, and it's something that's biblical that actually occurred in the Bible, where the wise men came bearing gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. So, so I'll probably get some food, maybe drink a little coquito, and I'm gonna have fun. Okay. Actually, I don't do resolutions, and I'm going to tell you why. The problem with resolution is, um, and this is when I found out, more than 95% of those resolutions they don't get kept. Okay. In fact, I'm going to be doing a stream next week. Actually, it's going to be Monday. How to keep resolutions? Because look, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Um, the one of the problems that people have in not keeping the resolutions, first of all, it's not well defined and it's not well thought of. One common resolution: to lose weight. Okay. Um, you need a great deal of discipline to lose weight from going from Thanksgiving to New Year's. Okay, because basically everything is good, everything is everything looks delicious. Your eyes go up 20 times bigger, and next thing you know, you're eating twice, three times, four times, and you're eating more than you should, and then you gain weight. Okay. I have been fortunate. I have lost weight during this time of the year, and that's not easy. So I don't do resolutions. What the only thing that I try to do, and that's every day, is be the best version of myself. That's what. Yeah. Look, let's keep it real. Some people, they might carry it enough for the first couple of days, a couple of weeks. But then comes Lent, and then next thing you know, they've forgotten about it. Okay. So the reality is this. That's the reason why I don't do resolutions. What I do is like, okay, I might have certain goals that I might want to try to achieve. Like for example, this year I was able to see the Rockettes at the Radio City Christmas Spectacular. This is something I have never done in my lifetime. I wanted to do that, and and I know it's like something uber touristy, but I had a wonderful time. I had a wonderful time, and of course, I loaded some images on my social media. Of course, I went to see the tree, and then I went to Olive Garden for lunch. I met a lady over there, so I had a wonderful time. And it was during the week when I was off on vacation. And of course, I went to a office party, so that's always fun. Okay. I didn't do much dancing. Maybe I might do a little dancing New Year's Eve. I don't know. It's kind of, I mean, I'll be, again, I'm just a little subconscious about dancing with a cane. I mean, because unfortunately, my left knee is like 20,000 years old and what have you. But you have to You have to learn how to have some fun in life because life is very short and you have to value it every day that God allows you to live. You need to value it and treasure it and try to do something positive with it. Okay. Because life is too short to worry about stuff that you have absolutely no control over. Okay. So before I go, let me just share with you um, the live streams I'm going to be working on for next week. So on Monday, New Year's Day, I'm going to be talking about how to keep resolutions. So I'm just going to share some information regarding what you can do to increase your chances of keeping those resolutions. Okay. So I'm just going to share some information, some views, some facts, and what have you. And then it's up to you to you do what you wish. Okay. And then, so I'm going to be on Monday, 8:15 p.m. And then on Wednesday, I'm going to be talking about things that you didn't know about Lady Gaga. So, so I'm going to share some facts regarding another performance. Okay, so this is something that I'm doing now. Again, it's different. You know, so instead of going into the gossip and going into um, the mess, let's share some tidbits of information regarding the performance. Okay, again, this is something new. Um, Hopefully, it will be well received. If you don't receive it, then I won't do it. It's that simple. But again, it's just I'm just doing my bit to try to do things differently. So, oh, and before I forget, let me let everybody know, Multi is going to be on tonight at 11 o'clock, I believe. Just give me a moment. Okay. Actually, it's 11:15 p.m. Okay, so I would encourage all of you to please to check out Multi's stream. Okay, and one thing I will say about Multi, she is very creative, very intelligent. Okay, and I think you will all enjoy her content. I know I did. So that being said, being that no one else is going to hop on the panel and no one else has anything else to say, I'm going to start to wrap this up. Um, I'm going to be doing this open discussion at least once every month. Um, it is basically my opportunity to express what's on my mind. Um, Hopefully, I'll get to the point when I'll have enough subs where I'll be able to have like a membership, like Gigi has, and then I can share private content. Um, but anything's possible. Okay. I never thought that I would be doing this YouTube thing. I've been doing it for over 2 years, and it's a labor of love for me. That's how I see it. Okay. And of course, I really appreciate again all the love and all the support all of you have continued to give me, even from the haters, because the haters, they just love to talk about me, and by doing that, they give me free press. So thank you very much. But in any case, I'm gonna I'm gonna wrap this up, and of course it was my pleasure to get on my soapbox and express my point of view. Okay, and of course all of you are more than welcome to put your comments in the stream after this over. Just try to keep it positive. Okay. So of course I'm going to end it the same way that I always do. We must do everything we can to reduce our influence by the mentally and intellectually challenged. Because if we fail to do so, we will be infected by their stupidity and massive insanity. This has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron saying good night, take care, and peace.